Hello and welcome to our sixth session, where we are now going to learn what is this time.delta time. So, to begin with, now I want you to see the effect that we actually executed in the last time. You were seeing that the actual player was moving very fast. In my computer it is moving very fast, whereas in some computers it is going to move very slow. Because to make you understand this, now I will come back to Unity, and in Unity I will make this game window bigger, and you have one window here called statistics. I will enable this statistics. I will stop the playback, and now if I start the playback, okay, so when I play the game, in graphics you can see the number of frames that is running. See, my game is running at a whopping 240-260 frames per second. It is running. So, it is running at this speed. So, now if I press the arrow left or right, so it is now running at 280 frames, nearing 300 frames. Now, this same thing you test on a laptop or test on any slower computer, this speed will be less. Now, this speed, what happens is, this speed will be something around 30 frames per second. Now, what happens is, in our code, that is here in update, what does update mean? Whatever code you write here will be executed once every frame. So, if it is running at 300 frames in my computer, it will be getting executed at 300 times in 1 second. But if a computer is running at 50 frames per second, it will be executed 50 times in 1 second. So, now what happens is, your game will perform differently on different computers. However, when you develop a game, irrespective of your computer speed or computer performance, your game speed should be the same. When I press the left arrow, whether in my computer or in any computer, the player should move at the same speed. So, this is where we use this time.delta time. See, this time.delta time is a function in Unity which determines how much time did Unity take or the computer take to render each frame. That is, every frame how much time it is taking. So, now if we take any value and if we multiply it by this value time.delta time, then the value we will be getting will be frame rate independent. So, to avoid this difference of running at 50 times in a slow computer, 300 times in a fast computer, to run in both at the same speed, we have to multiply all the values that we use in update using this time.delta time. So, what is time.delta time? Time.delta time is the time taken in your computer to render one frame. So, this is what time.delta time is. So, by this the game will behave the same on both fast and slow computers. To give you an example, I am just giving you an example. See, we have written a script where we want our player to move one unit to the left. This is the command we have written in our update. Now, in a slow computer, it is running at 10 frames per second, and in a fast computer, if it is running at 100 frames per second, in slow computer in 1 second it will move 10 units, and in a fast computer it will move 100 units. Okay. Now, if you calculate the duration of every frame, what is the duration of every frame? Then it will be in 10 frames per second computer, every frame duration will be 0.1 second, because 0.1 into 10 is 1 second. However, in a fast computer which is running at 100 frames per second, the duration of the frame will be 0.01 second, and this duration of frame is what we call as time.deltaTime. Time.deltaTime will be equal to 0.1 second on a slow computer and 0.01 second on a fast computer. Now, whenever you multiply your value with this time.deltaTime, now on a slow computer 1 into 10 into 0.1 will be equal to 1, and in a fast computer if you multiply it by time.deltaTime, 1 into 100 into 0.01 is again 1. So, when I multiply these values by time into delta time, what happens? Whether it is slow computer or fast computer, distance per second will always be 1. So, this is the reason why we use time.deltaTime. Now, after we understand this, let us come back to our script and see how we can implement it. So, right now in my game what is happening, I will close this statistics, and when the game is running, see it is moving too fast. Okay. Now, I want this movement to be smooth. So, I will stop the playback, and here to make this player visible better, I will select my main camera, and along the Y I move it by around 3 units, okay, so that I can see the player better, and along Z I will move it by around minus 12 units, so that now I can see this player a little better. So, if we move by 4 unit along Y and Z, I will, so this is little still more better. I will move it by 4 unit and minus 13 unit or minus 14 unit along Z. So, now we have a better view from the top to see this player moving. Okay. So, now I will save this, and if I run this and if I see this, now see this is the speed right now. Okay, it is very fast. I will stop the playback, come back to my script, and very simply what I am going to do is, whatever value is there in the x, I am going to just multiply it by time dot delta again T capital. That is it, and same thing I am also going to do it for the Z value. Here also I am going to multiply it by time dot delta time. Now, save this file. Now, come back to Unity, wait till the script gets compiled, and once the script is compiled, now if I play the game, now what happens is, now if I move it, see, you can see the difference in the speed. Now, it is moving too slow. Now, what is happening? My this thing that is player is moving too slow. Now, I want to control this speed. So, I want some control so that I can change the speed. So, I need a variable in which I can increase the speed of my player by changing this variable. I will stop the playback, and this is what the challenge I am now going to give to you. Now, what you have to now do is, you have to vary the speed of the player by changing the value of a variable. So, for this you have to first create a variable called move speed, and the value of move speed will not be updated every frame, it will be a variable. And next what you have to do it, you have to make this value available in the inspector, so that every time you need not come to Visual Studio Code to change the value. You can control it right inside the inspector, and then you have to multiply both the x value and y value by this move speed. So, this is a challenge that I am giving for you. So, try to do it on your own. So, stop the video, think and try to implement on your own. Okay. Now, if you have successfully implemented this challenge, congratulations. But if you have failed to implement it, Now I am going to show the process. So what you have to do now is come back to your script, and in the script, not in the update, don't declare this variable in the update. Right on the top here, I am going to declare my variable. I am going to declare a variable which is a float variable, and this float variable name I am going to give it as move speed, and I am going to set its value to something like 1 and end it with semicolon. Now what happens is, now I will save this, and then I am going to use this value, that is in this float x value, I am going to multiply this into time.deltaTime, whatever value is coming, that I am going to multiply it by move speed, and same thing I am also doing it along the x axis, and I will save it. So now when I have set its value to 1, I will save this. When I have set it value to 1, I will come to Unity, allow the script to get compiled. Now if I play the game, see what happens is, now if I press the arrow, it is moving at the same speed like before. Okay, I will stop the playback. I will come back to Unity and change this speed to 2. Now if I save it, come back to Unity, allow the script to get compiled, and now if I run the game, now if I press, see it is moving at double the speed compared to before, it is moving at 2 times the speed. So I will stop this. Now every time I have to come to Unity and change this. So I want this control in my inspector. So how do you do it? I think you already know it. We use the keyword serialize feed. So now in open close square brackets, open and close square brackets, I am going to type serialize field, and after this I will leave a space. Now if I save this, I will set its initial value to 1, and I will go to file and I will save it. Now I will come back to Unity, and coming back to Unity, now if I execute the game, so now if I select the player here, you can see the move speed value is added here. Now if I reset, it is reset to its original value of 1. Okay. So now I will, what I can do is, I will press the play button, and I am trying to move it, it is moving very slow. I can just drag this move speed a more, and now if I move it, so I will come back to game here, and if I move it, see it is moving faster. So if I increase the speed value still higher, and if I come to the game unit, see it is moving still faster. So now you are able to control the speed of the movement through this variable move speed. I will stop the playback. So we have successfully completed this challenge. If you have done it on your own, very good, congratulations. The only thing here is, our camera is stationary and the player is moving. Now the next challenge that we want to face is, we want our camera to follow our player. As the player is moving, the camera should follow him, and this we are going to explore it in our next session. Thank you.